Hey, Kevin Douglas here, playing some more Modern Burn. We are in a league, started off 1-0, and I think we have to mulligan this hand. I mean, we are going to get a draw, and we can find an upright, or we can find a Sacred Foundry. We're one land away from casting some spells. We have three 1 CMC plays. It's a little bit slow with only one land, but and it's a fetch land, so if we don't draw a land, it's going to thin our deck a little bit from those lands. Um, I think I will keep, just because we have a couple turn 1 plays, and Grim Lava Mancer might be able to buy us a little bit of time in the right matchup. It's risky, though. It is pretty slow. Um, I think I keep. Alright, so Flooded Strand. So we're going to want to get this Grim Lava Mancer out. If it is like blue-white control, then Grim Lava Mancer is not only a good card against them, but it might get a pathed, and that would get us our other land. So I'm going to try to get that out there now, just because it can start attacking in. Next turn we can play the Swift Spear. Yeah, it looks like maybe we are playing blue-white control. Might be Jeskai. There's Field of Ruin. Might take us off of our white mana for now. Wall of Omens. It's a good blocker. We are going to be able to play the Swift Spear this turn. Wood of Foothills is great. With the Field of Ruin, it makes me want to search up maybe another Sacred Foundry. They're going to maybe play a longer game, less aggressive, so I think we can work with our life total a little bit. So I'll go ahead and find Sacred Foundry. Play Swift Spear. Either way, if we go Swift Spear Lava Spike, they're just going to block the Swift Spear. We're still going to get in for one if we attack here. So I might as well just play the Swift Spear and suspend the Rift Bolt, I think. And I'll still get in for one. Good use of my mana. I don't necessarily need to hold up the damage for Grim Lava Mancer, I think. Unless this is going to be a bit of a longer game. I'm not in like a huge rush to Rift Bolt, but I think I am. I think I want to empty my hand out pretty quick. Put some pressure on him. So let's attack with both. Yeah, so they'll block the Swift Spear just in case we had some sort of instant speed. Suspend a Rift Bolt. And then we'll probably want to start firing off these Lightning Helixes sooner than later. So that's bad for us. Field of Ruin on our other white source is going to be a little rough. So really hope we draw another land here. Particularly a white source. There's an Eidolon that would have been excellent to cast. So I think I'm just going to hold this Lava Spike and maybe... Well, maybe I'll attack one with the Swift Spear and get rid of the Wall of Omens if they decide to block. Although wasting that Grim Lava Mancer damage on their creatures seems kind of bad. So I think I just hold up Grim Lava Mancer and then just let our hand fill up. We'll draw into more mana eventually, and then hopefully be able to kind of overload them. So I think that we want to get as much value out of this Grim Lavamancer as we can, and that way we save all of our cards to deal damage when we have the opportunity. So there's Search. It's going to help him dig into some answers. Go ahead and get 2 in here. So unfortunately, we're drawing some more spells that require white. So I think we Lava Spike here because we don't have enough in our yard to use with Grim Lavamancer. So they probably have a counter spell. See if this gets, so did not get mana leaked. Get in for another 1 damage. And so we've got him down to 9. We definitely want to start just ripping like land after land though. Their hand is super clunky. And I'm kind of surprised they're not using that Field of Ruin. Because it does kind of cut off our only white source. So if we rip a land, then we're going to be able to cast one of these spells in response to their Field of Ruin probably. They do have Cryptic mana up now. Unfortunately, I mean, if they don't have a way to deal with this Lavamancer soon, you know, even if they counter our spells, it just feeds the Grim Lavamancer. So there's an Inspiring Advantage. That is a good draw. So go ahead and attack in here. So I guess the only thing I'd worry about is if they like throw a Snapcaster in the way of Grim Lavamancer. Maybe it's not worth risking it for that reason. So we could play Eidolon, or we could make them tap their mana at the end of their turn. I think at this point, I don't necessarily try to I don't have to try to run out this Eidolon. I could make use of my Searing Blaze because I played a land, but we'll draw more land. Yeah, so to run out the Eidolon, they didn't have a mana leak for our Lava Spike. I don't know, I feel like we have a lot of time. So it makes me maybe want to run out this Eidolon. And then if we find like a fetch land that gives us enough mana to activate our Grim Lavamancer. And if it resolves, not only is it going to pressure their so their Spell Snare. Pressure the life total from the spells it casts, but also it's something that can attack, you know, along with these other 2 creatures through Wall of Omens. So they're a little while away from. So they decide they don't want Wrath of God. So let me read this card. So look at the top card of the library. You may put it in your graveyard. So they decide they don't really care about these creatures. Man, I just feel like if they had a way to deal with this Grim Lavamancer, they would have by now. Yeah, so we can't attack in. And so now we can just kind of try to start firing off spells at their end step. And we'll start with this Boros Charm, because if it actually does resolve, that makes a Grim Lavamancer lethal. So there's another Field of Ruin. It actually makes me wonder if I want to Lightning Helix. Because if they counter that, then we'd have the Boros Charm on our turn, potentially. I think I'm still going to go with it with Boros Charm. So Cryptic Bounce on the Lavamancer would kind of be bad here. Yeah, so there's Cryptic Bounce. Draw a land. Come on, land. So there's Lightning Bolt. I think we play Grim Lavamancer Lightning Bolt. So maybe Lightning Bolt them first, then Grim Lavamancer. I mean, they know we're gonna cast Lavamancer, so maybe they just have an answer for it. Could be like a mana leak. Definitely can't pay for mana leak right now. So I think we just run out the bolt first. It's kind of crazy how impactful that Spreading Seas was. Yeah, so they're thinking about whether they want to maybe counter this Lightning Bolt. They're gonna let that resolve, and then maybe counter the Grim Lavamancer. So, I mean, I'm just gonna play it into it, just to kind of eat up another counterspell. Because as long as they're not messing with our mana too badly, then we can start just firing off like Lightning Helix, Skullcrack, and hopefully they just run out of mana or counterspells. They're going to Sphinx's Revelation here. They're going to gain a ton of life, which is kind of a bummer. Maybe we wanted to hold up Skullcrack there. Unfortunately, I don't think they run too many Sphinx's Revs. So it's just, you know, they had about a 50-50 chance of having it with 30 cards. Actually less than that, because before they drew 7, you know, they were only up through like a third of their deck. What we really want to be drawing here is land. So this is really kind of unfortunate. But I think we just start firing off spells as we can. Go ahead and F6 here. I mean, they're so ahead on cards now and mana. I just have to assume that it's maybe a little inevitable, unless they just kind of drew really poorly. We could suspend the Rift Bolt and have Skullcrack up. So actually, I kind of forgot that Skullcrack is colorless. So we'll go ahead and suspend that. Fire off a Skullcrack. And I'm not going to fire off in this turn. It does give them like an extra draw. But they have Snapcaster Mage, which I guess they could use to cast another Sphinx's Rev. So there's another Spreading Seas. That's going to kind of force us to cast the Skullcrack. Serum Visions, they're down to 24 cards in their library, which is kind of crazy. We're at 41 still. But it is turn 11, which is a really long match for a modern match. So we're going to go ahead and, cast that for red. Or tap that for red. Before they draw, maybe I want to fire off the Skullcrack. I have to do it during this phase anyway, so I might as well, especially since I put a card on top. So there's a negate. They're going to find their fourth Celestial Colonnade. Still 6 cards in hand. We're looking pretty behind here. We do have this Rift Bolt to put them to 4. Now if I draw a land, I think I want a Lightning Helix here. So there's Cryptic Command. They're going to counter. They still have 2 blue up, or blue-white. So Inspiring Vantage. I could try to cast a Searing Blaze this turn. Actually, it's not going to work because it comes in tapped. So, yeah, I think we just have to... I think we just Lightning Helix. Oh, we can't do that either. I kind of forgot that we have, don't have the mana. So we'll fire this off now while we can. Got them down to 4. They still have 6 cards in hand. Now 7. Tapping for Azcanta. We're like a Boros Charm away from winning. But I have to assume with how many cards they've seen. Yes, they've got a Cryptic Command. That we'd have to start firing off like 2 spells a turn. Which was kind of the plan from the beginning, but the fact that we didn't have very much land, and that Spreading Seas was really impactful, and just I think slowed us down like just enough. Here's Gideon Jura. I guess we're gonna start pumping it up. So here's a Goblin Guide. Don't really think we need to play that. We know they have a Cryptic Command. I think we just make them use it. They're not going to tap out. Yeah, so there's that Cryptic. Counter draw. Yeah, so we have to attack. Have to attack Gideon. They will block. So land next turn, let's just play Goblin Guide, Searing Blaze. Gonna uptick Gideon. They're down to 20 cards. Snapcaster Mage. Let's see what they're gonna target. Sphinx's Rev. I think I'm just gonna concede the game here. because we're just going to be so far behind. So I think we want the Skull Cracks in. We take the Searing Blazes out. I don't think we want Deflecting Palm. Trying to think if there's any targets for Smash the Smithereens. We want another Grim Lavamancer. And I guess maybe a Searing Blaze isn't the worst. Because we do know that they have some targets for that, like their Colonnades and their Snapcaster Mages and their Wall of Omens. So we'll play first. I have to mulligan this. We don't have any land. So this is turn 1 Lavamancer, turn 2 Eidolon, which seems pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and keep. And unfortunately, I think we're going to... It doesn't matter. We're going to want to fetch for upright Sacred Foundries here. It is going to hurt our health a little bit, but what it does is it just makes us maybe a little less soft to Spreading Seas. And then I'm really hoping that Eidolon does a lot of work this match. So we know that the way's clear for the Eidolon. And then we'll just have to be a little bit careful about how much damage we're doing to ourselves with that Eidolon. Unless, of course, they remove it. So there's Path. So it's going to get at least for 2. Definitely want to grab a land. They're going to play another Colonnade. Hopefully we draw another land here, because then we can double Boros Charm. Swift Spear is fine too. So we're off to a really good aggressive start here. Off the mulligans, not so bad. And then we have this Grim Lavamancer that we're already building up enough cards for a couple activations. So Colonnade, Field of Ruin. They're going to go ahead and get rid of one of our white sources. So we're going to want to Boros Charm this turn. While we still have the opportunity. Unfortunately, we drew another Lightning Helix. Hopefully we get another turn out of that. Might hit a Dispel here. But we are going to get the Prowess trigger. And we can start using Grim Lavamancer to deal some damage. They are in a position now where they can Cryptic Command. So Verdict, we're going to want to get in while we can with our Grim Lavamancer. Get them down to 6, and a land draw wins us the game here. So hoping for a land. Bloodstained Mire's great draw. Alright, so we'll go to sideboard. I'm not feeling super confident on the draw here. But I don't think there's anything we change. I think they're just going to be a little bit ahead of us this game, like they were game 1. But this is another great start. So we've got two white sources, fetch lands to feed the Grim Lavamancer, another creature. They kept 7 cards. So hopefully they get off. They kind of keep up with the slow start. Serum Visions looks like it went bottom top. So part of me actually wants to leave these fetch lands for later turns, just increase our chance of drawing lands, because we do know that they have like those spreading seas. So I think I'm going to lead off Sacred Foundry. And I could go Grim Lavamancer, but I could also go Swift Spear and the next turn Lightning Bolt Swift Spear. I think that's more damage. Although, maybe not actually, because well, it is now, because since we didn't play the fetch, we're not going to have enough to activate Grim Lavamancer next turn. And maybe this sets them up to path Swift Spear next turn instead of our Grim Lavamancer. So there's Mystic Gates, Wall of Omens, go ahead and fetch up another Sacred Foundry. Play our Grim Lavamancer and suspend a Rift Bolt. And depending on what we draw next turn, we could have a pretty big Monastery Swift Spear. Big enough to potentially trade for one of these Wall of Omens. So they have some blockers up. That's a bit unfortunate. They're not really set up to do a big Sphinx's Rev anytime soon, so I think we can... I don't know that we have to leave Skullcrack mana up. I'm not sure what other life gain they have. So I could Lightning Bolt, leave up mana for Grim Lavamancer. Crash in for 4. I don't hate that. And then I'm going to go ahead and fetch here so that I can Grim Lavamancer in response to a to anything that the opponent might want to do. So they'll definitely trade one of the Wall of Omens here. And I'm not sure why we wouldn't Grim Lavamancer, but it might make them think of just holding up some mana for like a Dispel if we have like a Lightning Bolt. So I don't think there's any reason not to just wait. There's Serum Visions. I went bottom top. Path to Exile, so we'll definitely get in for 2. And if they tap out here and we draw a land, should be lethal. So they're going to gain 4 life. Won't be lethal anymore. And I guess we didn't have to draw land because we have a land. So I think we're just going to fire off 2 Lightning Helixes here. We can just start building up our hand. If they have like counter spells, they're going to have to hold those up, like Cryptic Command. Hopefully they can't make very efficient use of their mana. Unfortunately, they do run so many lands that they're just going to draw a ton of them. And it's possible that we should have left up Skullcrack. I didn't really think about the fact they could Snapcaster that Blessed Alliance. So that wasn't very smart. So not very tight play right there. So I think we suspend the Rift Bolt, hold up Skullcrack. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. If we would have waited till their end step, although it's all instant speed, I don't think that's a sorcery, so they probably would have waited anyway. And I probably would have been greedy at their end step and fired off that Lightning Helix. So they're going to start crashing in with the Celestial Colonnade. And probably the Snapcaster. So if I block the Snapcaster, it slows their clock down a little bit. But if I draw another hasty creature, the Snapcaster doesn't look so bad. Or the Monastery Suspiro doesn't look so bad. I think I just take it. So hopefully get him to 5. So Lightning Bolt is great. So we really just lose to Dispel here. Now I could Skullcrack, attack him with the Monastery Swiftspear, get him down to 2. They're not going to want to activate their Celestial Colonnade, maybe. But if they have a Sphinx's Revelation, pretty bad for us. It's going to draw them 3 cards, gain 3 life. I don't know that we have another opportunity to really crash in with Swiftspear, though. We could save this for like another Blessed Alliance, though. I think we just say go. And I feel like the time I'm taking doing this is giving them some information that maybe we have this Skullcrack. But I'm just trying to think if clearing that Wall of Omens is what's best for us, because if we draw some more hasty creatures, I think it is. I mean, they have to block. So get him down to 2, clear away the blocker. I might have to think about leaving up Celestial Colonnade on, maybe. They're going to play Serum Visions. And I guess what we're hoping for now is that since we wasted that... yeah, so they're going to hold back Celestial Colonnade. There is Lava Spike, so I think we fire this off. I mean, they've got 3 cards. They probably have Cryptic Command up. We could wait till next turn. Hope we draw a couple. They did go bottom. I'm just going to go for it. They can't mana leak us. If they cast anything, we're going to attack in with this Monastery Swift Spear, and they're going to have to block with their Snapcaster. So I think what it does is it just really puts pressure on them to find an answer now. But they did not, so we won that match. Feels good after losing game 1. It's always a bit of a tough matchup because they have so much interaction, especially like counter spells. If they get even just a little bit ahead, it becomes very hard, I feel like, to crawl back from. So started off 2-0 with this league, so feeling pretty good.